And let's welcome back the YouTube audience for what will be CLG FC episode 146. We are into the 12th game of the season, the big one. Bickerstaff reserves. Jack is out. Well, he's doubtful. But Snicky is out. Twinkle is out. Sheamus is back. But this is a big game coming up because if we can win this game, we'll be what I don't know because they have to play the Sunday fixture here, so there's a chance they lose this fixture and we're 10 clear going into the game. And there's also a chance they win it and we're 8 clear. Let's see what we have to say. So uh, West Ham drew Middlesbrough 1-1. Bickerstaff are playing Crompton. That's not an easy fixture, but it's a winnable fixture for them. So let's see. Even if they draw, we'll be 10 clear with a chance to move 14 clear of them. So who do we got next? At that Burnley United, Haslington St. Mary's. Oh, Crompton gave us the help. Crompton gave us the help. That's a big save right there. Lewis in the 57th put Crompton ahead. And then a minute later, Brown leveled it for Bickerstaff reserves. Murray 2 minutes later put Crompton back in front, and they would hold on. Crompton move up to 4th place, but that's a massive, massive result for us. That's a big result for us. It means we are 11 clear now of Bickerstaff, 10 of Digmore, with half the season to go. 10 clear with 11 to play. We don't have Digmore coming up in the next 5, but really we got some tricky ones because Burnley United are not necessarily a pushover. Okay, and we also have that's a big result for us. So here's our next 5. Burnley United are 5th. They're kind of in the hunt there. They're a tricky team to beat, like Crompton, right? Uh, and then we got Haslington St. Mary's, relegation candidate. CMB, another relegation candidate. And Tottington United, who were really bad at the start of the season, but they are really in form. Tottington are in a lot of form. So that's going to be tricky. Like that might be a tricky fixture, Tottington. But that's big, man. If we could beat Bickerstaff now, we're going to at least maintain a 10-point lead with 10 to play. That's big. Uh, let's see here. That's fine. Individual training for McKendy. That's fine. Uh, all of this you're going to remind me in 1 month. Yeah, I want Akoni-kun to shoot from long range. He is insane at long range. So, uh, I'd take this game to good Lancashire and amateur Premier League division levels. Okay. Uh, uh, what was I gonna say? Yeah, Akoni-kun actually. Where are you, bud? There you are. Akoni-kun has 20 in long shots. Like, why would he not long shot? Where's his free kick taking? His free kick taking is 4. Yet he scores. I think career-wise, he has 6 or 7 free kick goals for us. He's scored 2 this season alone. He's been dynamite. Let's get the music back. By the way, I totally forgot about that. Here we go. Roll. You can't remove from the whatever. All right. So how's your run would the Japanese national team been, Duck God? Because mine with China has been like, and the reason I say that is everybody under rank 60. So when I took over China, they were 44th ranked, right? The lowest they dropped to under my tenure is China. This is an FM16, obviously not this save, right? Um, they they dropped to 56th or 55th, and now we're up to 54th. Should have been sacked. Wow. So we're up to 54th ranked after dropping from 44th with China. Every team under rank 60 we've beaten. Maldives, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Comoros, United Arab Emirates. We've beat all of them, right? We started playing teams above rank 60, and it's been very, very mixed. We drew Poland 0-0. We beat Slovakia 2-1. But, like, then we played, I think, Saudi Arabia, and we drew them 0-0. But you kept your job having just joined? Well, wow, okay. So, like, I don't know. I'm just hoping, because it's FM16, it's not an expanded World Cup, right? It's the 32 team World Cup. So part of me is like, I know we're going to be in Pot A because we're hosting the World Cup, but I really, really hope that we uh, can get out of the group. I think that's the ideal is get out of the group, right? And then see who we have. If we get out of the group, right, and then we get like a round of 16 matchup against like a Costa Rica or something, I'm gonna be like, there's a chance we can get to the quarterfinal, but you know that's the big question is who are we gonna play in Asian Nation? You lost eventually to winner Qatar in the quarters on penalties after a 0-0 draw in the Asian Nations Cup. Wow, I haven't had my first Asian Nations Cup yet. My under 23s bombed out of the Asian Nations Cup. They went 1-2 in groups. Uh, but that's the under 23 Asian Nations Cup. So now we got I think we have the regular Asian Nations Cup coming up. I've been stuck playing friendlies because most of Asia is playing their World Cup qualifiers at the point I'm in the save, and obviously we're the host, so we're already there. So we don't have anybody to play. So we've just been playing a shit ton of friendlies. Mm. I had Golden Glove though, only conceded one up until including the quarterfinal. Oh wow, that's a really good performance then defensively. So nice. But I don't know. I'll see how it does. I've got 2 years till I get to the World Cup. It's in 2022, and my FM16 save is in 2020 right now. So we our under 18s, Carolina FC under 18s enjoy big win over Chester under 18s. My longest ever international stint was China. Really? How long did you stay there? Uh, it was a big win. Wade Harnett in the 11th, Aiden Wardrope from the spot in the 23rd, Charlie Messer in the 26th. We were 3-0 up at the break. Aiden Wardrope out of the 4th in the 73rd, and we enjoy a 4-0 win over the 6th place Chester side. We're back on top of with a game in pocket. After this game, I'll find said save. I can't remember. I'll check. Okay, all right. I didn't know. I didn't mean to make you load a game or whatnot, but my longest stint was with Hong Kong under 23s, and that was under 23 Asian Nations Cup qualifying, and then the actual under 23 Asian Nations Cup, and that was I think what 9 months maybe. So this stint with China, now that it's not under 23s, it's the actual main team. That that I have a feeling that's going to be the longest stint. Well, I'm holding the job through the World Cup, right? So it's basically going to be 2.5 to 3 years. If I can keep, if I, oh no, I'm curious myself. Okay, nice. Yeah, if I can keep on, if I can hold on to the China job through the World Cup, then I think that's going to be it. I'll be there 2.5 3 years. So I have the potential to be a leading level 11 defensive midfielder. Defensive midfielder. I'm a center back, bro. 8 days to go. We got 4 hours left on this stream, by the way. So playing through quite a bit tonight. 37-17 at the half. Wow. So we got the FA Youth Cup second round coming up as well. That's a big fixture against Carlisle United under 18s. Big, 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 big. Well, our life goes on. Here we go. Into that Youth Cup fix. Whoo, the third round's right there. Can we get past Carlisle United under 18s? Come on, baby. So. All right. Let's see where we're at. A week to go until the fixture. We're into December. Oh, wow. We're into December. We're going to be into December. I'm wondering if we can get to January by the end of the stream. That's possible. That's going to be a nightmare. January is going to be a nightmare to get through. Is he rich like me? Nice. My friends were at Launders Land this weekend. Some of my old Counter Strike friends. Launders is an esports commentator who's commentated like the CS Major Final and stuff before. Really, really high level stuff. Uh, uh, anyway, he runs a LAN in Canada, um, because he's Canadian, and North American Counter Strike is kind of basically died off. There's very few pro teams left. A lot of teams are bedroom orgs or semi-pro. They're not anything anymore. Fulham beat West Ham 2-0. That's unfortunate. So North American CS is kind of fizzling out. And one thing NACS has always had is really good lands with good prize money. And Launders has just added to that, right? You have obviously Fragadelphia, which is a tournament that started in Philadelphia. Prize pools there have been like $30,000 to $60,000. Um, So Launders is now, since he's made it, he's pulled in sponsors and helped run some events up in Canada. This is his second one, and yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good dude, and running a Counter Strike LAN this weekend up in Canada, and it's named after him. It's called Launders Land. So a lot of my friends, I was looking on Twitter, and I'm like, oh, a lot of photos are starting to come in from Launders Land, since today was the second day of it. Actually, I think it's a 2-day. I don't think it's a 3-day tournament. Most tournaments are 3 days. They start the Friday, and then they uh, they move. Fridays groups, Saturdays the start of playoffs, and then Sunday's the end of the playoffs. So, because usually it's a double elimination bracket for things like these. So you have groups. All the groups take place Friday. It's a real late night for some teams, and then Saturday they start the playoffs, and then you move in from, like, say, 16 to 8, and then you have the lower bracket that starts after that initial round, and you'll play down to, like, winners final and losers quarters, and then Sunday will just be like the rest of the brackets. So what I do like, I think is a really good idea that Philadelphia started doing, is they started sectioning off a little bit of the money that they get. So they'll get, like, say, $45,000 for this land. Frag will be like, all right, we'll move 10 over for production. 10,000 will go to production. We'll put 30,000 in the prize pool, and then we're going to put like $5,000 into this side tournament called the Big L. And it's basically, if you get eliminated from the main Philadelphia tournament before Sunday, then during Sunday, off stream on side computers, not on stage, they run another mini Counter Strike tournament that's a lot smaller, and you can win, a smaller prize pool. So all the good teams that have a chance to show up and win the big bucks, because they're bigger teams, uh, play on for their main prize pool, and then everybody else that wants to still play, that, like, flew out to Philadelphia to play, because it's an open tournament. So pros enter it and amateurs enter it. So you get pro teams and pickup teams, and those pickup teams that get knocked out get a chance to run against each other in the Big L, which is, I think, really neat. We win. Counter-Strike FC under-18s win as McCarthy impresses. O'Day Irabada in the sixth, and then Steve Ellison added time at the end of the second half. And we've downed Carlisle under 18s. Carlisle United under 18s. That's a big scalp. That's a really big scalp. We're into the FA Youth Cup, third round. What was the attendance? Hotel California. Where I can't see the attendance. Love play. Hotel California. How do I see it? I don't even know. 60 years? You were the China manager for 60 years? Fucking crap. I thought it was going to be like 5 years, two World Cup cycles or something. 60 years. Jesus. Wow. 79% win ratio, won 37 international trophies. How many World Cups, bro? How many World Cups? I'd imagine a lot of Asian Nations Cup, and they have the East Asian Cup, right? So, what, as China manager, what do you have? You have the East Asian Cup, you have the Asian Nations Cup, uh, and then you have AFC uh, World Cup. We're doing okay financially. Good. Great song. I do love the song. As much as it's been played over the years, and a lot of it's been played a lot over the years. I do absolutely love this. I got sacked because I lost on penalties after smashing Korean Asian Cup semis on pens. Wow. We'll remake Thompson offer. That's fine. He's just a what do you call it? Watch list guy. I was fuming. They expect the final to get to. I was fuming. Yeah, I would imagine 60 years and they sack you like that. The fans would have had an uproar or should have had an uproar. That's what I heard. Speaking of which, that's what I heard about. Shit, it'll be so hard to find now. Uh, the curtain and how he got. Oh, hold on. I might be able to find it from this article. So here we go. This article, you lost two World Cup finals. Fuck, that sucks. No. Um, here we go. This article is a bit old now, but this is how. Oh, hold on. This is how fucked up it was. This article is from. Wow, it's from November. I didn't think it was that old. And it was about how they fired our coach. He came third once. Damn, you just couldn't get over the hump, huh? That sucks. That's brutal. That's so hard. The English and the Portuguese beat you. Damn. Damn, that sucks. Um, so this says this is from Tom Bogert, who is a really good reporter, by the way. He's on Blue Sky. Um, uh, Tom Bogert, TOMBOGERT dot bsky dot social, right? He's MLS and USMNT insider for Give Me Sports, CBS Sports, Golazo Network, and more. Very good insider. Anyway, um, a few weeks after the disappointing end of the 2024 season, the longtime Union head coach Jim Curtin was summoned to sporting director Ernest Tanner's office. I'll continue that in a minute. These two are fine. This, you remind me in a month. Kavanaugh's fine where he's at, and the rest is fluff. Um, Tanner got right to the point and said the club wanted to part ways with Curtin. Curtin stormed out of the meeting. That detail was first reported by ESPN's Jeff Carlisle. The decision had been made, and when the news came out that Curtin's time as manager was done, it was taken as a shock outside of the union, which is true. We were all shocked. We were outraged, actually. Curtin and Tanner together had pushed Union to success previously unseen for this club. I'll come back and do leagues and folk. Okay, that's only 2 days. That's not bad. Um, I'll do leagues and focus in a minute. A consistent level of winning that vastly outperformed their level of spend. Routinely among the lowest teams in spending in MLS between salary and transfer fees, they won the 2020 Supporters Shield, the club's first and only trophy, while becoming a model in terms of development and selling players. Uh, I was so pissed they went on SI Forum and suggested a feature for future FMs. You gotta let me know what that feature is. Um, uh, Curtin and Tanner, or I'm sorry, Publicly, Curtin called Tanner the best sporting director in MLS, and Tanner spoke highly of Curtin, who was twice named MLS Coach of the Year in his 11 years in charge. At the same time, sources with direct knowledge of internal dynamics between the coaching staff and front office, specifically between Curtin and Tanner, weren't surprised. The relationship had broken down over the last 12 to 18 months, with multiple sources of direct knowledge of the dynamic saying that the pair did not speak to each other. Imagine your sporting director and your head coach not speaking to each other. Another source wouldn't go that far, but said, quote, nobody can argue Ernest is the best communicator, end quote. One source around the league said the decision to fire Curtin was, quote, so fucked up, end quote. One prominent agent said he saw coming through bifurcations between Curtin and Tanner. Something had to give there, the agent said. At the bottom of it all was a simple disagreement between Curtin and Tanner about the direction the club should be going and the relationship that frayed over time to the point of no return. Um, Continuing on, which was that the ability for us as international men to be able to plead our case. Oh yeah, like you can with the club. That's true, because you can do that with the club. Like the board usually call you in and you discuss, and you can talk your way out of a sacking first time, right? So, yeah. That makes sense actually. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Uh, all sources were granted anonymity to protect their relationships. Quote, this is not a personal decision we took here. We have a lot of respect for Jimmy and what he did, end quote, Tanner told media on Monday. We had good collaboration. We had good times. Curtin was the second longest tenured manager in MLS at 11 seasons. Tanner and Curtin held the longest GM head coach tenure in the league at 6 years. And Peter Vermes is both the chief uh, uh, operating officer, chief football officer, and chief sporting officer and head coach at Sporting Kansas City. Tanner arrived in Philly in October of 2018. The team he inherited made the playoffs with a possession-based style of under Curtin. Tanner signaled a shift to a new tactical and club ethos, something Curtin bought into. The pair would agree to multiple contract extensions after Tanner took over. So if they have that when they bring international football back, I'm claiming that. Nice. Absolutely. But that it makes total sense. It makes total sense. So to have that feature. Cracks began to grow between the two for some time. For instance, the most recent negotiations for a contract extension for Curtin took longer and were a little bit more contentious than expected. At the end of the day, Curtin got the extra year of security he was seeking, but sources said he wasn't thrilled about how hard he had to fight Tanner to get it done, especially given the fact that his resume could have landed him a bigger contract offer elsewhere. Those issues grew in 2024 to a point that Tanner and the union felt they needed to go in a new direction to improve. Quote, over the course of the last year, we felt we were not aligned in what we were doing here, Tanner said. I had that feeling. We had discussed about what we were expecting before we extended his contract. Unfortunately, these things did not turn out how we talked. As the relationship broke down between the front office and the coaching staff, uh, ultimately three key reasons went into this decision. The biggest gripe from Tanner's perspective was Curtin not fully adhering to Tanner's tactical vision of a high-pressing and transition style, sources said all season long. Internal physical metrics showed Philly were middle of the pack in categories they want to see the team in the top 5 of, categories better reflecting that preferred style of play. Quote, I want to get back to what made us successful, our playing style, end quote, Tanner said. Owner Jay Sugarman, who's a fucking twat, added, it would have been easier to stay the course. I like continuity, but I know what Jimmy can do. This was a hard decision. It really came from Ernest's assessment of what do we need to get to the final step. The second was a belief that the team weren't, which is odd considering who they hired, by the way. The second belief was a belief the team weren't fit enough or being pushed enough in preseason preparation and training by Curtin and the staff. The Union dropped 27 points from winning positions this season, the most in MLS, and a key reason they missed the playoffs. Sources cited a high number of days off during the season. Other sources would say that stat has a high level of variance and randomness, plus the fact that star goalkeeper Andre Blake played just 13 of 34 regular season games. Philly conceded 15 goals from outside the box, the most in MLS. Only 4 Blake were in net for. If we were, quote, if we were in Europe, I would have probably taken this decision earlier, end quote. Tanner said, fuck off, you twat. That's such a fucking dog shit thing to say. Referencing the late spring, early summer swoon that eventually sunk Philly's season. Tanner believed Curtin earned the chance to turn things around this season, sources had said at the time. The last big one was what the front office believed to be a lack of promoting youth players, sources said. Tanner also addressed that. Quote, we've been stagnating for the last 2 or 3 seasons, Tanner said. Winning comes out of good development, not just young players. The football we played this season was just not good enough. Now, that's true. By the way, we're 7-5 favorites, but Bickerstaff are only 13-8. The draw's 5-2. Um, uh, the Union actually had the most homegrown minutes played in MLS in 2024, with 3 key starters all homegrowns. Nathan Harriel, 23, Jack McGlynn, 21, Quinn Sullivan, 20. Tanner wanted to see more players push through and not just homegrowns develop. One source with direct knowledge gave Tanner more credit for youth development than Curtin. Tanner is highly regarded in this side of the game for the work he did in Europe, particularly as academy director at Red Bull Salzburg. Tanner set the methodology and reworked the academy structure, but Curtin put the players on the field in positions to succeed. He did so with the likes of Brendan Aronson and Mark McKenzie and others throughout the years, which is very true. We're using we're using development to be a winning team. That makes a lot of sense for us, Sugarman said. They think it is right way to win. There are other ways to win. This is not a conventional strategy. Um, there were more sources of friction, something that is not abnormal in working relationships between the front office and the coaching staffs. This article's almost done. Differing views on first-team signings played a part. Veterans like Alejandro Bedoya and Kai Wagner had public prolonged contract disputes. Kai's was like 4 months, man, before both eventually returned for 2024. Curtin particularly publicly backed Bedoya every time he was asked. Another was the delicate handling of 15-year-old academy product Kevan Sullivan, who will join Man City when he turns 18. While Tanner was in Europe this summer, Curtin elevated Sullivan to be always in the first team training. That was something Tanner wasn't aware of as it happened. He went against Sullivan's elevation to the he wasn't against Sullivan's elevation to the first team, but it highlights the fact that the two were not speaking to each other or collaborative. Curtin cited Sullivan's handling of the jump to MLS Next Pro with the Union's second team. That message irked the front office as Curtin dismissed other performances from Union 2 players by saying the jump to MLS Next Pro or from MLS Next Pro to MLS is steep. That is true because there are players in Union 2 who have fucking torn Westfield specifically. And who's that striker they got? Eddie? He's fucked up MLS Next Pro this season. Eddie something. I can't remember his last name. But they definitely, anyway. Curtin immediately becomes the top coach available on the market, if not the top coach to MLS clubs if he intends to immediately return to management. Atlanta United were huge admirers of Curtin. They actually didn't sign him. Uh, Curtin loves the Union, is a local hero for the club, and has been very hesitant to uproot his family with his kids in school. Sources expect Atlanta to try again now that Curtin has gone from Philly. They did. He declined it. There has been interest in Curtin from abroad in the past, including an English championship club. As for Philly, the club will double down on their ethos of youth development and tactical view of high-pressing transition football. They hired a guy, but we'll see. That's the article. That's the whole article. So far, I've conceded only 1 in opening 6 league games, winning 4 so far in season 2. Very nice. Please don't go to England. I on I don't think here's the thing. I think the championship would eat him up. I think Curtin would really do good at a League 2, League 1 side. And if he could do that If Curtin went to England, he should go to a League Two side. Graveyard for American coach. I think he should go to a League Two side if he's going to go to England, and he'll do very well in League Two. And if he gets a team promoted, then to League One, and he keeps them up there, then I think you go and work on maybe jumping ship to a championship club. I think a lot of people look at American coaches as if they don't know the game. And I think a lot of American coaches are starting to prove that they can understand the game at a better level. So I think a lot of people. There's some truth to what you're saying, though, Duck God, that it's a graveyard for American coaches. James Conway, 442.com, is the only journalist in attendance. Uh, Uh, I hate questions like this. Questions like this are so fucking stupid, and I wish FM would be better at this. How will you handle Ebenezer Aqua's return to the team after injury? Will he be phased back into the fold? Look, when was he ever in the fold? He has one professional appearance. Not saying they don't know ball, but at Premier League level, they've yet to do well. That's true, and that's why I think Championship is. It's also a really difficult league. Uh, uh, but like, I think there's a big problem though, Duck God, with it because I think it goes both ways, right? I think a lot of English people look at American coaches as if they don't know ball, and I think that's a big thing American coaches have to deal with when they go to Europe. I think you know what I mean? Like there's a stigma that American coaches won't do well in England because they don't understand the sport of football, you know? And I think that that's a stigma that German coaches, Spanish coaches, Portuguese coaches, Brazilian coaches, Argentinian coaches, all don't have because they just have this assumption that American coaches don't know what they're doing. England coaches don't know ball. I mean, some of them are pretty good, but you know, it's very hard being a coach. Period. Because our dipshit FA charged too much for bad. Yeah, I did see that actually. Outrageous the cost to get a coaching badge. So, second versus 10th, Digmore versus Haslington St. Mary's is the marquee matchup. We are expected to draw, actually. Is the reason Germans and Spanish coaches are everywhere. This is my point, though, right? Look at Thomas Tuchel, okay? Look at look at the media and how they handled his appointment, right? That's something that other coaches who've taken the England job haven't had to deal with, right? You know what I mean? If they hired Pep, if they hired, when they hired Southgate, they didn't have to deal with that. When they hired Capello, it wasn't even that bad. You know, they look at that. To be honest, fuck our media. But that's my point, right? Is that it creates this stigma, this additional barrier that now Tuchel has to get over to the players, right? Especially at international, they're horrible. Yeah. So I think that's the problem. I think American coaches have that same barrier that's placed on them by both fans and the media in England, uh, and I think that makes the job a lot harder for American coaches. So, so the other thing too is American coaches haven't really gone abroad. So, like Jesse Marsh has changed that a bit. Bob Bradley, I know everyone jokes about him when he was a manager at Swansea, but he did well he did somewhat well in Europe. He was really successful in Norway. Um, you know, he's had success in Europe. It's just not been in a Big Five league. And now that you have that, and you have that knowledge that's coming back ashore when they come back to manage in MLS. Granted, Marsh is at Canada, I'm aware, but still, the point is he's back on shore in North America. I think that helps. I think the other thing too is a lot of these friendlies we used to play help. Like, you know what's really interesting? You know what I really want to point out, by the way? Um, Let me. Philadelphia Union and Bournemouth played a friendly, right? Back on the 14th of July, 2015, the Union played Bournemouth at home in a friendly, right? Jim Curtin was an assistant coach at the time, right? And he went to Eddie Howe, who was managing Bournemouth at the time, and they set aside 3 days, right, where they just talked about coaching, and Jim just picked his brain for 3 days, right? Jim becomes the first team coach a year later, and look at the run he has. You know what I mean? I mean, we won the Supporters Shield in 2020. We were a playoff team. Every season, Jim was in charge except two: his first season and his last season. So, you know, I like to think that that kind of stuff has an effect on people. You know, um, and Eddie Howe's a great coach, a really good coach. He's a very good manager. So. Carolina FC under 18s win as wardrobe improves. Over Wellstone, they were top. Jordan Patrick in the 10th minute pulled us ahead. Andres, I don't know how you would say. Is it Andres? Andres Mawson in the 28th, and then we went into break 1-1. Wade Harrod in the 68th put us ahead. 2-1 win over Weldstone. We leapfrogged them. Macclesfield under-18s have come into second place now, by the way, but we're three clear at the top of the under-18s league again. So, I just think there's something to be said for, you know, uh, I don't know, just that kind of stuff. Being able to pick another coach's brain. Okay. Jack is not back yet, right? He has not ready for a fitness test. He's not ready to be selected. He's still out 2 to 4 weeks. Um, so we're running with this lineup. I'm gonna have a save real quick, even though I usually save after the game. Um, and we're gonna get into it. So 52-25, Britain over Spain at the end of the third quarter. What's the next vid? Para badminton. Standing mixed doubles and men's and women's singles group play. Come on, pause, 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 pause. Thank you. And then I want to get rid of this and reload the web page. And then pause again. Pause. Thank you. You're going to go to live. You're going to go to 1080p. And you're going to go annotations off. Thank you. All right. So I hate this. Sheamus is troubled by the role he's being asked to play. My brother, you have been in that role since the beginning of time. You should be comfortable with it by now. Like fuck off, man. Anyway, uh, here we are. They made two changes to their starting lineup. Let's see. No, well, let's point the finger. I really like that one, and it's not actually done anything for our players. Whoops. Okay. Here we go. 8 in a row for us. They're in a 4-4-2 diamond. So, interesting that they play that. 4-4-2 diamond, huh? First verse third. Anyway, here we go. Over the top. Right off the bat. Good job, Parks. Welcome back, Sheamus. Spaps. Offsides probably, right? Nope. On. Oh. Hutchinson grabs it. There we go. There you go, Brindley. Our media is not a whole hell of a lot better, Duck God. It's pretty bad. So I would say the New York Post over here is exactly like the maybe the Daily Mail over there. We all know how bad the Daily Mail can be. Um, and I would say the Washington Post is like the Sun. Fuck the Sun. Cookies, go on, Cookies, go on. Oh. But yeah, they tend to be pretty bad. The National Examiner is another paper that's just absolute trash. The National Examiner is not even worth using as toilet paper. That's how bad it is. Good cutout, Frack. This ball needs to come back inside the midfield. Yeah, it needs to get recycled in midfield. That's a good overlap there. That's opened up space, but go left with it. Out wide. Good ball movement. Good ball movement. Cookies go. He has back turned. That was an option there. Might have been off. Frack's got it anyway. We're still in there. Sheamus can't win it. Mukendi can't win it. Corner. Up, not out. Sheamus has run it down. Frack, Akoni-kun. Parks. Why was that touch so heavy, man? Anyway. Over the top, Mukendi. Catch up with that, Mukendi. Mukendi's just going to keep that. He's going to get a corner out of it. So. Frack. Hutchinson's got it. By the way, Duck God, what time you think you're heading off, man? It's like 1:00 over there, I think, right? It's pretty late. Frack. Spaps. Cookies. Frack. Come on now. Come on now. Myself. Brad Brindley. Ah. It's been a long time since they told us that we weren't expected to win a game. I've got to say. It's been a few seasons. Oh, that's a good ball over the top. Come on now. Close him down. Good block. Here's Nguessen. Brat's got that. There you go. There you go, Brat. Brindley, Akoni-kun, Mukendi, Cookies, Akoni-kun, Sheamus might have been off. Sheamus going for off the top of the net. Not sure yet. Okay, fair enough. It is Saturday night, so it's all right for fighting apparently. Fight and sleep. Fight. I think Cookies is off here. Uh, goes out for a corner anyway. Was after 3 a.m. last night. Fucking hell, mate. Do you work mornings or afternoons, or do you work like nights? Oh, come on. How's that not falling to anybody? Free kick, I'm guessing. That is a goal kick, thankfully. Uh, oh, Sheamus whips one in. Back post. Parks can't get to it. Corner. Corner kick. Britain are up by 23 with 7:05 left. I think they've got this in the bag here. Frack whips this in. Oh, wow. Cookies settles it. Cookies, that's blocked. Damn. Fuck, man. Akoni-kun. Parks. Sheamus. Oh. Late morning. You work late mornings. That's nice. Part of me always thought it was nicer to work early mornings because you get out at like 3. A penalty. But right was pushed by Skies, and now we have an opportunity to go 1-0 up. But let's go. Yeah, I always thought working early mornings is nice because you get out at like 3:30. You could be home by like 5, but it also means the alarm has to be like 5:30, 6 a.m. And I'm like not totally in love with that. I don't want to sleep in late. Don't get me wrong. I hate sleeping in late. But like, 7 would be nice. 7:30 would be nice. So, and days I work from home, I do that, but I need to stop and get on a regular schedule because it used to be days I go in was 6 a.m. and days I work from home was 8 a.m. And when you alternate that, like your sleep schedule like that, it's just never consistent, right? So, and then you just get fucked up one day because you're sleeping at different times. So, my goal for 2025 is to get on a normal sleeping schedule where I'm up at 6 every single day, 6:15 every single day. That's a corner. Because I figure the days that I work from home, I will get up at 6:15. I will shower the night before, get up at 6:15, go to the gym until 7:30, come home, shower, to from the and then log on at 8 o'clock. And then days that I don't work from home, I'll just get up at 6:15, shower that morning, leave here at 7, and get into work by 8:15. And then I have to work until 4:45. So my boss is usually in the office till 5. So it's like I might as well work the same hours he does. So knocked away. So long as I get a decent bedtime and sleep 2 nights before, I'll be fine for work. Yeah. I'm getting of the age. No, don't let him score. Thank you. Fucking hell. I'm getting of the age where I kind of want to be on a normal sleeping schedule because my body can't handle not being on one. You know what I mean? So, uh, like a lack of sleep fucks me up now. Like I used to when I was in my 20s, like, oh, I only got 3 hours of sleep this night, I'll be fine. And I used to be able to get through the day and like survive the day. Now, if I only get 2 to 3 hours of sleep, and I try to go into work, I'm gonna break down at some point. Like that's provided I don't go too crazy. Yeah, exactly. So here's Frack with the corner. Parks heads it back up, and that's not hit when any power. Hutchinson can grab that. So Coughlin's been booked. Here's Sheamus with a free kick. Oh, Hutchinson's got that one too. Sometime 9. I need 8 hours regularly, sometimes 9. Yeah, I need like 7 to 8. Same here. Like I'll go to bed at 11 and I'll wake up at 6:15 and I'm like 7 and a quarter. That's good. You know, uh, some nights it'll be like 10:45 I go to bed, and then I wake up at 6:15, and that's what 7.5, and I'm like that's good. I need about 7. Uh, I can't I can't do anything less than that. So I'll let me put it this way. I can get through a day on 6 hours sleep. 6 hours sleep, I'll be a completely functioning human. But if I want to be, you know, have real, you know, clear thoughts and my mind's sharp as it can be, then I needs to be 7 to 7.5. If I just lie there all night, I'm fine too. Nah, I can't do that. I have to actually fall asleep. The other night, the night, the two Mondays before Christmas, right? I was due in for a meeting, and that Sunday night I had laid in bed all night, right? I had done that. I went to bed at 10 o'clock, and I laid in bed all night, and I fell asleep at 5 in the morning, and woke up at 6 in the morning, 6:15 in the morning, right? So I had 75 minutes sleep, and I went into work. I felt that was the worst I felt almost all 2024. So, I mean, I was just crushed. So, go on, Cookies. Really good ball. Go on, Cookies. Go on, Cookies. Mukendi, no. Sheamus won't run that down. It's another corner. Frank's got the corner here. I just want to get a second. I really do. Oh, because they definitely have. They've definitely shown they have the quality to get one. Frank, no, right at Hutchinson. So part of me's like, listen, if I can get a second, then I know that if they score and they get their goal, we're still in command. You know what I mean? Oh, what a touch, Sheamus. Go on, Sheamus. And then the finish is terrible. So I just want to get a second goal. What a name, Leader Williams. Good cutout, Brindley. Jeez. Really sharp interception that. Oh, go on, Cookies. Somebody should fill the space up here. Mukendi! Simon Roger Mukendi. With a really good run. There's that second we talked about. That's a really good run. So. Oh, I didn't even realize the ad break was here. Rip. R.I.P. I hate it when the ad break runs during the game. I totally forgot about it. I'll pause for now. It's only got 65 seconds. My bad, y'all. I didn't realize the ad break was here. So stop. Man, the more I use Twitter, the more I absolutely freaking hate it. Uh literally oh, hold on. We still got 33 seconds left of the ad. Do you use a badge pack? What is a badge pack? What is a badge pack? Football Manager? Because there's United logo in vanilla game now. Ah, yeah, I know. You mean for like FM25, right? So, or 24. What? Did they patch it in because of the? Did they patch it in because of the licensing they got? So, I don't use a badge pack. No, the only thing I actually use is the extended database. Um, Possible, yeah. You know what? I said this because I think they. I think. Oh fuck! What a save, Brat! Holy shit! What a save. I think they changed more of the Italian names because you know how Napoli is whatever the fuck they're called in this game. I can't remember. Parthenope, I think. Right? I think they lost more of the rights to the Italian teams. So I think they changed like Inter Milan and AC Milan are completely different. So if I look, oh fuck, oh fuck, okay, dressing room, oh fuck, let me click here. So if I look at Serie A, right, Blue Neri Milano instead of Inter Milan, Kaskiewicz Milano instead of AC Milan. All this is all though that was never the case. That it was only usually was only Parthenope, wasn't it? And as Napoli, and now you've got these two that have changed. So I don't know. Uh, I think they patched in, or they patched out those names, and then they probably patched in the badge. But if I go to Prem, uh, Man U's badge is not there. So yeah, it was not there. So cheers. I think we're doing well, but we can definitely take it. I'm gonna say we're 2-0 up. You're doing brilliantly. Keep it up. So, yeah. So maybe that's coming in a patch of some sort. Maybe they'll patch the game again and just patch the badge in. But then if they do that, you kind of think they have to do that for all the Premier League, right? Because if it's a licensing thing, they got oh boy, they got the license with all the whole Premier League, right? So, uh, okay. Store page real quick, and then just have a sweep out. Yes, that one has appeared. Add the library. Thank you. Okay. Oh, fuck. I went too early. I went too early. There we go. Oh, go back here. There we go. You know City and Brighton are licensed for 24. Nice. They've scored. They pulled one back right after halftime, too. Come on, boys. Focus. I think Spaps might be the first replacement here. Joe Jones. Oh, go on, Coney Goon. Oh. Yeah, I know they've got the whole Prem for 25, which is exciting. I'm still not going to buy it, unfortunately. Although somebody might make international match. That's the only other thing, right? Like we talk about this community, and one of the great things about Football Manager, I'm sure you will agree, is all of the content that the community makes for it, right? I mean that is wonderful. Um, you're close to qualifying for the World Cup, nice. So it might be something where even though international management is going away, somebody from the community might make it possible. Do you want to go? Oh, so close. That is insanely close. I'm guessing. Leader Williams. Come on, boys. Stay with it. Stay with it. The Halmason. Sanders is there over the net. Now I want a third. I just want a third goal. Parks. Okay. I was going to say, if he gave that up, I was going to be so fucking pissed at him. Spaps. Frack. Go forward. Down the line. Down the line. Yeah, send him. Oh, fuck. That ball curved in too much. Cut it out. Oh. Offsides anyway. Brown offsides. This is a smoking, by the way. Spain 33, Britain 68. Here's a Kunikun. That's off the wall. Corner kick. The lead is literally larger than the points that Spain has. Britain have literally doubled up on it. Hutchinson's got it. Only games I dropped a point in qualifying were 1-0 loss to Malaysia and a 1-1 draw to Syria. Malaysia's tricky, man. That's the thing I like about the AFC a little bit, is that it's actually kind of tricky now. Like, obviously you have some of the Middle Eastern countries that have started to take up the game a lot more. Qatar, Saudi Arabia, right? Jordan is usually not necessarily a pushover, right? And then you have countries that have come and gone with their strength, the strength of their sides, like Iran and Iraq, right? But Iraq made the quarterfinal of the Olympics. Iran has been very good at times. So you have all of those countries, and then you have like your East Asian domination, like countries that dominate the AFC, right? Like Japan, Korea, and then you have Australia in there as well, who have really fallen off, but back in the day they used to be very good. And then outside of that, you have all these tricky little fixtures with teams that are up and coming that you have to be careful of, right? Like Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, right? Like those kind of things. So that's why I like the dynamic in the AFC a little bit, because it's always open for surprise results, unlike in Europe. Europe is dominated by 10 countries, and those 10 countries are always going to win. You know, uh, it's not even dominated by 10 countries. It's more like 7 or 8. So Uzbekistan too. You're right. Uzbekistan up and coming. Um, we need to make a sub. Joe Jones is going to come on for Spaps, and then good save, Brat. My second sub might be Parks because he's booked. I might bring in Harry Norris for him. Jason Brown offsides. There you go. That's taking Parks out. So Parks is gone. So the booking's gone. So. Whipped in and away. That's punted forward. Wright's going to get to that. Frack's been booked. And he'll come off for Sam Harris. Burnley just got booked, which means I have to tell my defensive midfielder to ease off tackles. So, you know what the crazy thing is too? Uzbekistan didn't necessarily play poorly at the Olympics. They played some games really tough, and they just aren't of the quality to have won any of them. But they gave a good account of themselves, I thought, at the Olympics. So good. That is corner. Come on, boys. See this out. We're up 2-1. See it out. This is a big game. Good diving header, Mukendi. Hold it up. There you go. Run with it. God, come on, boys. Realize how big this win would be? Offsides. $69-34 it finished. Britain over Spain. Oh, Thompson's going to run that down. That's actually a really good cutback, and it's a shame for them that nobody was there in the box. Good turn, Mukendi. Hey, ref. What the fuck? How is that not a foul? What the fuck, man? Nice. Good movement. Oh, boy. See it out. See it out. Offsides again on Bickerstaff. Jason Brown this time. No respect for Jones. Oh. God, that's exactly who you would want on the back post for a header, too. They had 11 shots. They actually played this kind of tough. Let's go. That is a big, 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 big win. 2-1, myself from the spot in the 20th. Simon Roger Mukendi with a good run in front of his man in the 37th. And we went 2-0 up at the break. Terry Saunders scored 4 minutes afterwards, but that is the only consolation the Bickerstaff reserves get. And that... No, I'm not going to say that. It's fine. Only attack. So, all right. Uh, what we got coming up? Badminton in 10 minutes. Sweet victory. Yeah. Big win for us over Bickerstaff. Now the question is, how did Digmore do? That's the other question. Crompton and CMB, Manjit in the 6th, back on the scoring sheet after a little while. Robles in the 26th put Crompton 2-0 up at the break. Coveney from the spot in the 81st pulled one back for CMB, but it will only be consolation. Crompton win. They are on 20 points now. CMB slip into the relegation zone with that loss. Digmore, unfortunately, won at home versus Haslington St. Mary's. Sanusi's 23rd minute goal is enough to give Digmore the win over the relegation threatened Haslington St. Mary's. So that is 10 points clear of Digmore. Had they failed to win, even if they drew, right, we would have been 12 clear, which would have been amazing. Tottington United's form continues, by the way. Nzibi and Zay in the 4th, and then again from the spot in the 31st. They are 2-0 winners at home over Bolton Waresdale. Tottington United will climb to 6th off the back of that win. Welly Scorpions and Burnley United. Lumsden in the 5th. Blissett in the 16th meant they were 2-0 off. Patterson was then sent off in the 37th minute, allowing Lumsden to score a third in the added time at the end of the first half. It was 3-0 at the break for the Welly Scorpions. Livingstone added 1 minute from time, and it is 4-0 Welly Scorpions. That win climbs them out of relegation above CMB, by the way. Your senior team is struggling for goals. Time to scout for a new striker, brother. That's what I did in my FM10 save. Wigan Rovers and University of Bolton Borough. Wigan Rovers, Cully in the 39th. Jones in the 52nd leveled it for the University of Bolton Borough. But Thorburn for Wigan Rovers in added time at end of the second half would put Wigan Rovers in front 2-1. They win. They climb to 5th. University of Bolton Borough now 8 points adrift along their Bolton rivals in Bolton Waresdale. They are 8 adrift with 10 to play in this league. We are 10 clear with 10 to play. That's a big win. Burnley United in 7th are next. And then we've got Haslington St. Mary's and CMB before we get to Tottington and Crompton as well. My top scorer in 5 games is my center back with 2 goals, but you're still unbeaten. Nice. That's kind of like Snicky here. Snicky is an amazing goal scorer for us, right? But they do tend to be pretty streaky. Like they tend to run off. They tend to have like a 6, 7 game stretch where they score fucking 13 goals, and I'm like, holy shit! And then they'll go 4 or 5 games without scoring. So, post-match press conference. Let's kick this off with the first question from Thomas Kotula at goal. Your team won despite some potato decision. Uh, but I'm quite relieved to have won. Do you feel you have the upper hand when it comes to mind games now? I never really believed in the supposed power of mind games. That shit's stupid as fuck. We've won 9 straight games in the league, by the way, and ZBNZ is rightly the player of the week. So, I hope y'all are ready, by the way, because I'm going to be watching Paralympics for a while, like a while, like a while. I'm only on day 1 still, or day 2 really, because you count 1 as opening ceremonies. They counted it as day 0. I counted it as day 2. Uh, yeah, day 3 doesn't actually begin until 367, video 367, and I'm just about to start 389. Wow. Uh, let's have a save. I need to have a save after that. I think I've already did, but I'm saving again just for the hell of it. That's going to be the end of the episode on YouTube. So this was episode 146. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.